Constantly checking prices of your investments. Checking up on items is great to know the general trend, but when you're checking up on them and how they're moving every single hour, whether they're going up or down, you start freaking out that your investment goes down 2% in 3 hours. That's a pretty bad habit to start picking up. Overreacting to news. It's very common for items on the market to start spiking depending on what news is getting released. Back in November, when it was announced that Dust 2 would no longer be in the active map pool, it caused a lot of the skins in the collection to spike up in price. You can see this P90 for instance doubled in one day. Obviously is just people overreacting to the news, causing it to almost reach the exact same amount that it was at just before the hype actually started. This is very common for most hypes, and most experienced investors understand this, but people who may not have as much experience tend to overreact in these situations. Buying after the price rises. With the Counter-Strike market, we have different items rising in price literally every single day. But what is really common for investors, very similar to the last point we talked about, is that after something rises in price, people sort of FOMO into that investment, thinking that it's just going to continually go up in price forever and that they don't want to miss out on it. When an item starts rising in price, that's usually when people start calling it a great investment and that they don't want to miss out on it. And then when it starts falling down, they get scared, and instead of buying in while the price is falling, would rather buy in while the price is rising. If you watch the market, you'll know things just won't go up in price forever, so that's why you shouldn't just FOMO when you see everything going up in price. Wasting profits. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but I will tell my brother, and I've seen this firsthand. A few months ago, I helped my brother out with a sticker investment, which turned out to be extremely successful. He over 10 times his money, and he asked me what he should do next. I told him to do whatever he wanted, not thinking that he would just throw it all away. He sold the investment on the market and in return decided to open up cases. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with your profits, but if you're just going to be turning your successful investments and then just opening up cases with them, that's definitely a bad habit to be having. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with your profits as long as you're enjoying it at the end of the day, but seeing as this was my brother, I am willing to say that he definitely wasted it. Comparing the Counter-Strike market to stocks or crypto. This should really be a no-brainer, but it's still extremely common. Counter-Strike skins have nothing to do with that. The 5.7 Cami and Factory New is just a $2 skin, but a quote-unquote pussy pattern sells for hundreds of dollars. This is not really something that you can compare to the stock market in any way. There's a lot of stuff that you can't really compare to other places, and that's where you gotta realize that the market will just perform how the market wants to.